My name is Maurice. I'm a beginner day trader, rookie day trader. I've only started since September 2024 is when I funded my first account with real money. August 2024, I was doing a lot of simulator trading. So that's where I began. The purpose of my channel was going to be to show you guys that hey, you can start from the bottom. You don't need a lot of money to start off in day trading. That you can work your way up. My goal is to reach 25,000 or more because typically in a cash account you're limited to how much you could trade. So if you have $1,000 and you use up that 1,000 for the day, you have to wait till the next trading day because of the rules. And I use Charles Schwab Thinkorswim. I don't have it on display here, but in future videos I might show how I have my setup for Thinkorswim. So that being said, I'm trying to reach up to a margin count so I can get 25,000 or more. That's the minimum requirements typically, and you also have to be actively trading. There are other requirements too, but the main thing is $25,000 or more, and then from there you can trade unlimited. So that's the goal, because eventually I do want to use this as part of my income, especially since I can trade unlimited. That's very rewarding. The software I use to trade, Day Trade Dash. This is actually by Warrior Trading. So if you go type in Warrior Trading, I'm gonna link it in the chat, or not in chat, the bio, or description below. The Warrior Trading is by Ross Cameron. My strategy is the same as his. He uses the same thing, momentum trading. We trade the same exact way. It's going to be based off breaking news and based off on the momentum. So I trade small cap stocks. I don't trade forex. I don't trade crypto. I don't trade what's the other one, futures. I don't do any of that. Just stocks, companies, stuff that puts out news. I highly recommend checking him out. Ross is amazing. He has a really good YouTube channel. I'll link in the description. I do want to give shout out and highlight his whole company, Business Warrior Trading. They help day traders like myself get started. He teaches classes, and his courses are really well, and I recommend checking them out. And he has plans, but I use his software. This is a scanner. It's called Day Trade Dash Scanner. So pretty much the scanner tab gives me a bunch of tabs where I can choose where specifically what I want to look at. I always look at top gainer center. So stuff that's gapping up. This is from Friday. Stuff that's gapped up for at least a minimum of 9-8%. And then I have penny top gainers. So it's top gainers from regular stocks and then penny top gainers. And then I also have a small cap high day momentum. I'm trying to see what's really has a lot of momentum for that time frame. And then I also have a newsroom online. So I only have one monitor so far. That's how I've been trading for the last couple months. So I've been doing that. I switch between screens. My main screen, my laptop screen, is where I'm recording. This is where I do the main trading. And then I have this Day Trade Dash scan, or this scanner, on my main screen. It's in the smaller frame, and I'm switching back and forth between the Thinkorswim and this because I need to see what is going to popping up as news and what's coming up, what's hot. Pretty much I'm trading breaking news. That's my best strategy so far. Fresh news, company puts out good news. And there's typically 5 criteria that he looks for, Ross, and this is what I've followed. The first one, stock has to be between $1 and $20. Sometimes I may trade under the dollar, but that's not always the case. Penny stocks are a little bit harder. Then second is the percentage change from the previous day. So if previous day it closed like at $1 and the next day opens up at $2, it's a big gap. So that means there's probably some news or some sort of volume breakout that's occurring, and that's good because that means that there's some sort of momentum going on in the stock. So that's what we need to look for. We're not going to trade something that has nothing. Sometimes it will have nothing and it'll just go from 0 to 100 and okay, there's something going on, but there has to be some sort of gap. Then it's a relative volume. Is it normally trading on 500,000 shares of volume per day? Is that the average? And then the next day trades on 50 million shares of volume. That's the relative volume. So we're looking for higher volume. That's what we need. We need the higher volume in order to make bigger moves. And the fourth criteria is going to be news. We need breaking news. There needs to be catalyst. It needs to be something important. It can't just be anything. Sometimes, the news can be where the stock just happens to go up, volume breakout. That can be the news. And then the fifth one, the float has to be under 20 million. I really like stocks where they are, I'd say under 5 million. Honestly, the stocks under a million are the best. You see BSLK under a million, 800K shares. Those things move fast, very, very quick. It's helpful because it's supply and demand. You need a low supply, and if there's a lot of demand, the price will go up. That demand is going to be the volume. If there's too much float, so too much supply, if there's a billion float, the thing's not going to move. So that's the 5 criteria. You can always check out his videos. He goes into better detail. Okay. So since I started in August. That's when I really got invested and started practicing the strategy. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. For 7 solid months, I was red. I was red on day trading until April. April was my first profitable month. May has now been my second. I'm recording this June 1st. This is Sunday. I did want to get this out there. This is new setup. Well, it's not really a setup. I'm just streaming from a laptop, but I'm going to have better equipment just so I can use my phone as a camera. I have an iPhone 16. It's going to be much better camera quality, and I'm ordering a mic. So the quality right now sounds like shit, but it will get better just so I can put out quality, just quality audio, quality video. So I'm just going to go briefly over my trade from Friday, May 30th, the day before the last day of May. So April and May were really good months. 139 on April and 133 in May. I actually hit like over $340. So I almost 3x my money at some point. I was close, but you see these red days? Yeah. There were more red days in May than April, but I still pulled through. I did have some pretty big winners. So we're going to go with open. I use TraderView to track my trades because it's important to track your trades. You got to know what you're doing wrong. Okay, so we're going to go through a trade. So the way I'm going to go about it is what trades that I take this morning. I trade pre-market session, so from 4 to 6:30 a.m. I trade pre-market session Pacific Standard Time. So yes, I get up very early, but I love doing this. Trading stocks is fun, and I have fun doing so I don't mind. Some people might be an hour ahead, 2-3 hours. God bless you. I'm just gonna go over my trading recaps for the day, where I took the trades and why I took it. I gotta post my red days because it's gonna help me out, and then I need you guys to tell me, hey, why did you do that? That's stupid. Maybe check this indicator. Well, I don't know. So via VK, I made $50 in about less than 5 minutes, so it's really good. I had more money to trade that day, but I was disciplined. I did not overtrade. There was nothing good this day. I felt via VK was the best for me for this morning. So I have it pulled up here. I use 10-second and a 1 minute chart. That's how I trade in between. We're looking for micro pullbacks. So you gotta look for the best entry, especially on the 10-second, and then the 1 minute is just to confirm how is it looking from a bigger perspective. I'm also using level 2 data on Thinkorswim. I'll show you how that looks like in another video. So I'm looking between all sorts of things, like a candlestick chart, looking at level 2, the tape, the time and sales that's going concurrent with the level 2 data and what I'm seeing on the chart. I'm also looking here at the volume. Is volume picking up? Is it green? I also look a lot at the MACD, which is huge. So my first trade of the day was right over here. So it pulled back. This had breaking news. The breaking news was that they actually had really good Q1 results. This was just under 20 million, but I saw a lot of volume. I saw a lot of green on the tape. I took my trade right here. And then, as we can see here, I sold for 37 cents gain. So I got $37. I'm trading off 100 shares. So I got in, got out quickly, sold. My next trade was 3 minutes later. So on 5, I'm right here. took a trade here. I thought it was gonna break VWAP. This is volume weighted average price. The average price for that trend. And I thought it was gonna break. No, it didn't. But I'm also looking at this at the level one. At the level one, not level one, the 1 minute chart. I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, it's still open. So when MACD's is open, there's stronger buying. There are more buyers and sellers. I'm also looking at the volume chart, the candles too. I'm trying to see if the volume of buyers is still active. Is it still actively going up? This was a little bit risky taking the second trade, but I still went ahead. I trusted the MACD. The level 2 was looking good. I didn't really see big sell orders on there, so I took another trade at 8:05. I was right here. I looked at it. I'm like, okay, this pulled back kind of heavy, more than half the volume. It did reject here at the 250 mark. So it rejected. I got in here, got in for a small breakout, and this small breakout is also going to reflect this doji candle right here. This is where I sold. I sold for a 13-cent win. So I did hold for like maybe a couple seconds. So I got in here and I sold right here. And at this point, I was like, okay, the MACD is starting to converge. Get out. You don't need to be on this anymore. I did wait around for something else, but nothing else came through. If you're trading anything that's MACD negatives, you're gonna get screwed over. Like just sold off. If you hold, you're just gonna lose much more money. So stop loss is very important. I try to take 10-cent stop loss. I still have troubles doing so. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I get like 20 cents, 15 cents, but 2 to 1. So at least I'm making more 2x, and my loss will be 10 cents. 20 cents gain, 10 cents loss. That's my risk. Or at least I say it's my risk until something happens and I'm just like, let me hold, and then it goes on lower. And then sometimes when I sell, it goes back up. That's the name of the game. Yeah, this did curl up, but not that much. So I also look at the 5-minute chart too, just to see how things are looking, but it's going to be similar when you look at the 5-minute chart. So you can see the very big top and tail. Oh, nasty rejection. So yeah, it's still open for a while, for like first 10 minutes, and at the top at the 15-minute mark, it just peaked. So from here, if you saw this, you're like, oh, and it's a red doji candle at the top. That's indication of a peak. Ross has a bunch of videos geared towards candlestick charts. Highly recommend looking at that. You'll learn so much. I learned everything from him, and I learned stuff on my own. I read books, but he's the main source. So yeah, I also look at the daily chart too. So I like to see if the 200 moving average, which is this purple line, I like to have some sort of gap. So say maybe if stock opens up at 80 cents and there's news, I look at the daily chart and I see that maybe the 200 EMA is like at 130 or something even higher. I'll feel confident in trading because that's how much upside there is until it hits that wall of resistance. So here it opened up pretty close to the 200 moving average. I took the risk to make this trade. I felt confident. I didn't feel like there was going to be a struggle because there was a lot of volume. Thought it was going to break this price. But you can see here, look at this doji candle. It couldn't really break past the 110. The high, this candle was 114. So it stayed pretty close to the 200 moving average. So this is where there's strong support. The doji candle indicates a top, rejection at the top, support at the bottom at the dollar basically. So yeah, that's also important. Those are some of the things I look for when I'm trading. So if I see the news looks good, if there's enough room to 200 moving average, I'm like, okay, this thing can run. Maybe if the float size was a lot smaller and if the 200 moving average was a lot higher, I think this could have gone a little bit better. But it was a good $50 day. I'll take it. I'm not looking for $200,000, $3,000 winners. No, I'm looking for small, consistent wins because I need to build up my account. I do have a rule in place. So if I have 5 consecutive green days in a row, I have to put $250 into my day trading account. That's my rule. It's gonna help me, stay motivated. Like, okay, let me stay consistent because the more I stay consistent, I'm adding more to my account. That's gonna be more and more, and it's just slowly gonna keep growing. And then I can take more trades pre-market session. So that's the goal. When I'm trading, I also have this squishy bear. It helps me with stress because sometimes I see stock go up and I miss it completely. Like this one, I think it was GRI or GITS. GITS, I don't know if you heard that, but GITS is popped up quite a lot. I'm just gonna show you in the 1 minute chart. I watched this live. Started right here. And it just kept going up, and I was like, look in the 10-second chart. I'm like, damn. So I'm squishing this bear. I'm like, hey, don't jump in because maybe it's extended, and it wasn't extended. It kept going. This was a pullback, and it kept going higher. I missed it, and this is my stress relief because day trading is very psychological. So you need to be able to discipline yourself and not, just take impulsive trading because if you take an impulsive trade, you're gonna get screwed over. So you don't want that. But this was my recap. Typically they're gonna be a bit shorter, but I'm just introducing myself, and then hopefully I can start doing daily recaps, especially with better equipment, better audio quality, and better vids quality, camera quality. It's pretty shit. It's from my laptop, so it's not the best, but it'll do for now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to track my journey, and let's see, hopefully from a year from now, or maybe at the end of the year, I can be close to my goal. I know I can make really big money days, like $600, $500 days. Those are not impossible, but they require me to be a little bit smart, and you also have to have balls if you need to hold. But my strategy is not to hold 30 minutes. My whole strategy is to get in and out quick, make at least $20 or more. There are times where I've made $90 in like less than 5 minutes. So you can see here my trade. This was my best trading month. Look right here. I made this in like 5 minutes. I was like, well, I didn't have any more to trade, but imagine I had, double the amount, triple. Who knows? So the goal is to stay consistent with these types of wins. Small green days will take it. I want to avoid these big red days. This I'll take. That's whatever. This I should have avoided. This I should avoid. This I'll accept. But these big red days is what I need to avoid, so my profit isn't red. I don't plan to go red anytime soon. So I also want to put a video so I can keep myself accountable and just show that, hey, you can start from the very bottom, and work your way up. But that's all for today, and hopefully my editing can get better. This video is not edited, it's just raw. But yeah, we'll see. See you guys tomorrow, June 2nd. Good luck if you're trading.